Howdy, Main Street folks. Gosh, I miss you guys. You really were a large part of my life for quite a few years. I'm here today kind of pre-recorded instead of in person because of a family situation back in the South that I have to attend. I'm speaking off the cuff and obviously not reading from a pre-scripted narrative. So, I apologize for not being with you in person to help honor and memorialize the passing of Julie Blanky. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm being told Julie has not passed away. She just retired. Well, Julie, as I found out a few years ago, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm sure Greg is happy to hear the good news, but Greg, I think you need to put away that life insurance policy now. You can't use it. I first met Julie when I worked down in Albuquerque at Von Wedine Creative over 35 years ago. Hard to believe, I know. I barely look a day over 95. But the Santa Fe Opera was a client and Julie worked at the opera. Whenever we had a meeting, Julie would dutifully appear alongside her boss, Tom Morris, and we would discuss various projects. Tom and I would always go off on tangents about anything and everything, but Julie was there to keep us on track. She was our mother hen. Later, when I went out on my own with late night graphics, I was able to get the opera account. Although Tom was in charge of marketing and advertising for the opera, Julie was the one I knew I had to please, because once she liked something I did, she made sure Tom liked it too. Several years go by working for Tom and Julie in the opera. Then, I'm not exactly sure when it happened or how it happened, but at some point Julie convinced me to hire her to work for my business. She became my office manager, but it soon became apparent she was much more than that. She was, my boss. It was confusing at first, but soon Julie beat me into submission and I relinquished all pretense of late night graphics being my business. But the flip side to that meant that I had someone who truly cared for my business. When Julie adopts you or your business, you are taken care of. She becomes your mother hen. I think everyone in Main Street knows what I mean. To show you how much Julie cared about my business, there came a time when she began to tell me that I needed to let her go. At one point, I had stopped replacing late night employees whenever they quit to move to Jupiter or Alpha Centauri or wherever it is that Santa Fe employees seem to want to end up. So it was just me and Julie. She kept reminding me that she was my biggest expense. And considering the bar tab at Tiny's, I knew she was probably right, although I did do my best to try and keep up. Besides, I just had too much fun working for Julie. But all good things must come to an end, and after a while I decided she was probably right. But I couldn't just let her go. I needed to find her a job. I owed her that much. So I went looking for a business I knew that Julie would love working for as much as she did mine. Along comes Rich. One thing led to another, and soon my Julie was working for another man. But because Main Street was also my client, it turned out that even though Julie was no longer at late night, I was still working for Julie. All in all, it turned out pretty damn good for me. Even after all these years of Julie working for Main Street and not me, she still took care of me. You see, Julie always takes care of the people she loves and works with. Julie, it was a damn good ride working with or for you all these years. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. You enriched my life and made it a pleasure to come to work every day, except, of course, on those days when the roads were wet. Julie never works when the roads are wet. Your impact on my business life was monumental. Late night graphics could have never accomplished all the things we did without you. But your biggest contribution to me was being my friend and letting me into your life. Julie, I love you forever. I'll see you when I get back.